Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Brews. On today's show, remembering the absolute legend that is Bill Nicholson and Spurs versus AZ Alkmaar. Tune in right here. Welcome back to Tottenham on Tour, your world famous home of your Morning Brew show. I need a coffee this morning, but I'm here with the Roadman. We're gonna have a fun show. We're gonna do a bit of history, which people are gonna like, especially the older viewers of the channel. But most importantly, it's for the younger viewers of the channel as well, because they need to know. They need to know about this man. But Roadman, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm all right. I got a little guest with me this morning. Little man, chilling quietly. Yeah, I'm doing all right, mate. Weather's starting to drop a little bit in the mornings. Nice, cold and chilly. It's great. But yeah, other than that, it's great, mate. It's great.
Before we get going, we do want to do this is not a gentle reminder. If you are not subscribed to Tottenham on Tour, 50% of people that watch Tottenham on Tour are not subscribed to Tottenham on Tour. We are now calling this the road to 10,000 subscribers. We want to be at 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That is your Christmas present from you, the YouTube community, to us. We want that 10K. So please make sure, like, comment, share, and most importantly, to subscribe and hit that bell icon to make sure that every time we go live, there will be a notification that comes up on your phone that says, watch Ben and Dave, watch Tottenham on Tour, watch the guys. And that's it. Let's see who's in the house this morning to take us through the show. We've got a lot to well, not a lot to talk about, but we've got a big history bit to talk about. Rinketic's in the house. Kudos. Rinketic's a YouTube member. Andrew Gregory, YouTube member. Sheriff, YouTube member. Borda. We got Bella, YouTube member. Good to see her. Shem Tang, Sheminho. Good to see her. YouTube member. Paul Clark's in the house. The Sheriff is in the house. I already said the Sheriff. We got Kate Rixham. If you don't know, get to know, absolutely. The King of Bingo is in the house. The King of Bingo. Dave Raybold is in the house. Good to see you, Dave, YouTube member. MZ.
Man. Oh.
Statues of Bill Nicholson as a must. I also think we're parent. Absolutely. I was subscribed. Now it's saying join. No, join is different. That's join the membership. Subscribe is subscribe. Join is become the member. It's very confusing. We have Sleepy Mocha and we got Paddy's in the house. Let's get right into the show. Yesterday marked 20 years since Bill Nicholson, the greatest manager in the history of Tottenham Hotspur, passed away. And we thought it would be very, very fitting that we would be doing this. So we've got some slides for Bill Nicholson that Roadman has prepared. I'm not going to read this because it's my eyesight can't see these things. But it goes, this is the man that built Tottenham Hotspur. Everything that we watched with Tottenham Hotspur was architected. I don't even know if that's a word. The architect of that story is this man right here. He joined the club in 1938. 1938. That's before the Second World War. He played for Tottenham. And he stood there until 1974. The longevity of this man is unbelievable. Everything from the players that he created, the double winning side, the team that won the second division and then immediately winning the first division afterwards, the back-to-back league champions. What do you know about Bill Nicholson, Roadman?
Just from what I've read, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, I wasn't lucky enough to be alive to watch him, but for me, Tottenham is Tottenham because of this man. Yeah, you know, he literally everything as a fan you hear about Tottenham, everything as a fan you understand about Tottenham comes from this man. Yeah. The reason older fans are angry at Levy and the way Levy acts is because of this man and what he wanted and created about the greatest club that we love. Yeah. Right. For me, this man deserves the most utter respect from any new Spurs fan to any old Spurs fan. Yeah. He is Mr. Tottenham. His legacy would never be beaten. His legacy at Tottenham, you know, and for me, just incredible. And he was just an incredible man as well, you know.
Yeah,
Deep down, he was simply an incredible man. So yeah, 20 years, mate, since he's passed, and still to this day, mate, you know, you look at it and say, what a man.
I mean, this was a different era of football, wasn't it? This was the era when they were earning sort of normal-ish salaries comparably to the rest of the world. You go down the road, if you lived in Tottenham, which I know a fair few of our viewers actually lived in Tottenham, you would see Bill Nicholson living in Tottenham. He implanted himself in the local area because he wanted to know what everything was about. He was there. He wasn't just a football manager. He was the community leader, almost comparably to a rabbi or to a vicar or to an imam. And he was the spiritual leader of the area at that point. If anyone needed something from Bill Nicholson, you could knock on his door and he'd probably invite you in for a cup of tea because he was just a pure Yorkshireman. He was just a normal bloke that managed Tottenham. But yeah, he has his honours list for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. And we'll go for it. As a player, 314 appearances for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, 6 goals because he was a what would now be considered a right back, but he was a wide-ish defender. I can't remember. It was like an old school wing back. I can't remember the exact terminology for that position, but they changed them.
You're right there, Ben. The actual wording was right. Is wide man, basically. That's what that wording is. It was correct in what you're saying. Back then, it was a wide man, basically.
Wide back, something like that.
Yeah. It was literally that, mate. Yeah.
But honours with Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. He won the Division 2 Championship in 1949 to 1950, and then the Division 1 champion in 1950-51. So 2 back-to-back league champions under, I believe it was Arthur Rowe was Arthur Rowe was the manager when they won that. Arthur Rowe is another one that started this sort of total football wave. Total football didn't exist before Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, and that was down to people like Arthur Rowe. And then we can go to his manager. Division 1 Championship, 1960-61, the double winning team. The first ever English team to win the double. Incredible achievement back in those days, playing excellent football. FA Cup winner, 1961, 1962, and 1967. League Cup winner, 1971 and 1973. And, of course, the European Cup Winners' Cup, the first ever English team to win a European title of any sort, 1963. And then, finally, UEFA Cup 1972. So, this is a man that not only played great football, he won stuff. He was a winner. He hated losing. And you can hear that from corroborating the story from Steve Perryman. This was not a man that liked losing, but he did it with a class. We didn't have these football managers now that win at all costs. They win nastily, shithousery, dark arts. Bill Nick just wanted to win. Because he won because they won for the sake of it. They won because they were the best team on the day, and they did it. And we've got the following quotes, which you have decided to bring up, and it sums up everything wrong with Tottenham Hotspur now, because we do none of these things. It's better to fail aiming higher than to succeed aiming low. At Spurs, we've set our sights very high so that even failure will have an echo of glory. It's apt now because we don't do that. We don't do that. It's magnificent to be in Europe. This is a club like Tottenham Hotspur. If we're not in Europe, we are nothing. We are nothing. And we must always consider our supporters, for without them, there would be no professional football. It would be better to have more fans watching football the way they liked it played, rather than have a few fans watching the way we would like it played. Yeah. So any player coming to Spurs, whether he's a big signing or just a ground staff boy, must be dedicated to the game and to the club. He must be prepared to work at his game. He must never be satisfied with his last performance, and he must hate losing, which is completely and utterly different from the club we have now. If you don't win anything, you have had a bad season. Levy. And finally, it's been my life, Tottenham Hotspur, and I love the club. Absolutely. The incredible story of this man. And you've just seen it from those quotes, Roadman. How different is those quotes to what we have now?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, when I was looking through all the quotes, yeah, there was many more I could have added, but I felt like these were the ones that were most relevant to today. Yeah. The one about Europe. We should always be in Europe. Tottenham should never fail to be in Europe, right? The club doesn't care about its fans at the moment when it should do. Without the fans, the club is nothing, right? We see that with the concessions, stuff like that, you know? And for me, the biggest one is his most famous quote. You know what I mean? The echo of glory. When we lose, there's no echo of glory in our loss. There's no desire. There's nothing to sit there and go, yeah. I think that's why Ange, you know, when we had the Chelsea game and we still tried, it was terrible. It was horrendous, but we gave a performance that had an echo of glory about it in a sense. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why a lot of the older fans resonated with the fact that, yeah, we lost 6-1, but we tried. We gave it a go. We didn't give up. But then you'll go lose to a Brighton, you know what I mean, 3-2, because we just gave up. And we shouldn't. And yeah, Bill Nicks, mate, what a man. And yeah, to start as ground staff, to move all the way up to managing, and not just managing, do you know what I mean? He became the what is the word? Like kind of like above an ambassador for the club. I mean, he went over to West Ham and he was a scout for them, for Christ's sake. Do you know what I mean? And you know, he's just a man that loves Tottenham. And you know, it's nice to remember him, mate, for the club he got us.
This club doesn't exist in the way it is today if it wasn't for Bill Nicholson, does he? It's the history, the aura, the players they've brought through, and just this avid fandom that expects the way Tottenham Hotspur should be playing football because of him. Like, do you think when he resigned in 1973 after the final, 1974 after the Feyenoord game, when we embarrassed ourselves in Europe, which is probably he was a very honourable bloke. He didn't like seeing like the stuff that happened in because he didn't like hooliganism probably but that's why he resigned. He resigned because of the hooliganism. Do you think he would still think what we were talking about, the way he wanted to play football when he started in 1938? It's incredible, really. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I mean, for me, mate, if he was, excuse me, if he was alive right now and he's seen what Levy was done to the club, mate, I don't think he'd allow it. He would come out publicly and just call him out, mate. And if Bill Nicks calls you out, it would be the end of Levy. Do you know what I mean? Because he loves Tottenham and he'd see it as Levy destroying Tottenham, especially the concessions for OAPs and all that. Yeah, right? I think that would really, really grind his gears. I think he would be fuming about that. Yeah? You know what I mean?
It's another quote from Steve Perryman talking about Bill Nicholson. He talked about whenever a player had a gripe with Bill Nicholson. He talked about how it doesn't matter how big a footballer you were. Bill Nicholson won because he was just Mr. Tottenham. He was Mr. Tottenham. He won every, like when Jimmy Greet was like, who wanted a bit that I can't remember. It's gone out of my head.
Yeah,
it's gone out of my head.
But just quickly, halftime team talk, right? We're gonna do a halftime team talk. We are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, it's completely free to do. We are noticing a little bit of a trend at the moment, and we're trying our best to just push that now. We're trying to push it. We know we don't want to sit here constantly bombarding you. That's why we do it at the beginning, in the middle, and then we leave it at the end. We do it twice. That's all. We're not one of them channels who just tries to throw it in your face. Hit the notification bell. We noticed a lot of time at the moment that YouTube is not putting them out. So we're hoping that, you know, hitting that notification, it obviously sorts it all out and that. So please, please, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, please.
Help us get to 10K, guys. Hope us get to 10K. We want to get there.
Yeah.
That most is, yeah. So that's Bill Nicholson, the most important man in the history of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And we miss him. We miss that man at the helm of the football club. Let's go to was an apt thing that the day after Bill Nicholson passed, we're playing a Dutch team because his last game as the manager was against the Dutch team, which was final. But today we're playing AZ Alkmaar in the Europa League, and it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, I believe. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff. What's your thoughts on this game of football? It's an interesting one, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is. It kind of seems fitting, doesn't it? Really, it does kind of seem fitting. Again, we can't mess about with it. It's a Europa League game, mate. We want to progress in it. I think we're currently 4th in the table, so we need to start getting them points, getting up there. This is a competition a club like Tottenham should be getting to finals of. Exactly what Bill Nix was talking about, yeah, right. And we haven't been performing well in Europe as past few years. So for me, this is one we really, really, really need to push on and do well in. You know, we can't take it for granted. You can't change the team up too much. We know Sonny's out again, injured. Obviously, clearly, he was put into way too early. Alderbert's back, I believe. I think he's available for selection. So it'll be interesting to see what Ange picks between him or Verma. But again, go strong or go home for me now. It's that situation. Like, look, I know there's a lot of games. It's strenuous on the players, but unfortunately, we need to go far in this competition. And at the end of this season, again, like Nick said, mate, if you haven't won anything at the end of the season, you've had a bad season. So we need to get there and do it, mate.
AZ Alkmaar, a very interesting team. They have two Spurs players in there, for one former Spurs player and one that's on loan to them. One of which is, of course, Troy Parrott, who didn't really pull up trees at Tottenham. He didn't pull up any trees at Tottenham, but he is doing very, very well. He did very well for Excelsior last year in the Dutch league, and he started off this year for Alkmaar very, very well. He's scoring a fair few goals. And, of course, Vuskovic, our young centre-back from Croatia, is on loan. I don't think he's allowed to play tonight because he's on loan. I'm not sure. But
no. With Vuskovic, mate, we don't actually own him yet. We've made the deal. Apparently, from what I'm remembering, we've made the deal, but until he turns a certain age, I don't know how it works or what it is. But we'll have to find out. But that'll be interesting if he plays, mate. He's a beast. That kid is a beast, mate. He's the one you don't want to meet down at that.
Vuskovic is in Belgium. My apologies.
Oh, right.
My apologies. I got it wrong.
Oh, okay.
I'll put my hands up.
But you know what's going to happen? Troy Parrott's going to score tonight. Without a doubt. He's banging in the goal. I don't know how or when, but he's banging in the goal. Yes, we have the sheriff.
Parrott never pulled out trees because he was never given a chance because he was always hanging about with the wrong people. And that's what did Dele in as well. He was hanging about with the wrong people, and he never applied himself until it was well too late. Yes, that was the one. I got confused. Yeah. Points on the board are early on. What's needed before injury? Absolutely. As who said it? 2 games. If we win the next 2 games, we're through to the next round. That's incredibly important because we got some difficult games. We got to play Rangers, we've got to play Galatasaray, and we've got to play Roma. Those are 3 very tricky games. So win 2 of those, we're through to the next round, and we can start thinking about resting players for the next few rounds and thinking maybe manage the league form.
Yeah.
And yeah, Alkmaar's it's not an easy opponent. We can't underestimate these lot. The Dutch league is a poor league, but it's not that they can come and take a scalp. They are a good team, and they're a historic team, AZ Alkmaar. I mean, it's from the area where Gouda's invented, and we all love Gouda. How about that? Hoffenheim as well. We play Hoffenheim as well. Hoffenheim is an interesting game. Let's hope Ange gets his in-game management right again. Yeah, absolutely. If continue the way it's gone, get the points on the board early, take it seriously, get the job. AZ Alkmaar have some speedy wingers. They do. They have some speedy wingers. It's better than all. Yeah, I think the local pub league is better than the SPL. But yes. What's your thoughts on the game, Roadman?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be easy. The one thing we can't do, and a lot of Spurs fans do this, is they kind of underestimate teams. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it's a little team, so we'll walk it. We've gone against little teams in the past and absolutely got slapped. Yeah. No, take it seriously. Yeah. I know there's players on the bench who need game time. And I know there's, Ange will probably want to make rotations, but this is the point now where you can't just go make an eight-player rotation. You just can't do it. You need your strongest team out, get the win, keep that winning momentum going. Yeah, right. We lost against Brighton. We had to sit on it for 2 weeks. Yeah. We went to West Ham and absolutely slapped them in that second half. We played fantastic, amazing football. We need to carry that trajectory on, changing it up and, adding players who may not be game fit, may not be up to speed, and then struggling in the game. You're just knocking that confidence back down. Go in, hammer and win, walk away, move on to the next one, So for me, just carry on. I do. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, Rinketic, he's the best player in the team. So I just think, he has to.
At the moment.
At the moment, he's the best player in the team.
I would personally play Mikey Moore there instead of Timo Werner.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I would 100% play Johnson on the right. I'd play Johnson on the right, Mikey Moore on the left. Just get the job done.
See, yeah, but that's the type of change I'm talking about, Ben. Yeah, not drastic changes. Son's out injured, so bang, go play Mikey Moore there. Give the young kid a chance there. Yeah, you can even switch it up to midfield. Yeah, you can add an Archie Gray. You can add a Bergval if he's fit. You can change 1 or 2 players. Just don't change too much. Don't add too much to it. The defense. Why do Romero and Van de Ven need a break? They don't. They haven't played enough games at the moment. Carry on playing them. You don't need to put Dragusin and Ben Davis there. If you want to change one of them, fair play. Change one. Don't change everything. And, we need to win this. It's such an important match, So, we do. That's exactly there. Yeah, we need to win tonight.
I'm not sure what they're doing. I was going to go to the game, but I am now going to the Midlands instead because I'd rather see Mickey. We do. I don't know what they're going to do. So hopefully they do something to honour Bill Nicholson rather than just a programme note, because this is a man that really does need to be promoted. I don't know what they're going to do, but we need to honour him with a win. We need to play well in Europe. We need to play brilliant football, and we need to win in style. That's where us and other clubs went wrong. We don't have a teamer in our team, and honestly, that's hard to. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. The only this is the weirdest thing about it, yeah, right? Timo Werner, you can see, is struggling like mad. Now, whether this is an Ange thing, where he believes he can take a player that's poor and make him incredible, it ain't working. Yeah. And the only reason he's getting played over the likes of Mikey Moore now is because of the wages he's on. It's not his footballing ability. We see Mikey Moore do more in a game than him in a 10-minute stint. You know, look at United. He nearly scored a goal, right? But for me, the only reason Timo Werner's being played is because the wages he's on, 170 grand a week. Yeah, like fair play to Timo Werner, because my God, I'd love that.
Timo Werner's agent.
Yeah, because I'd love that, mate. I'd love that. Run on a pitch, run up and down a wing, mate. Do nothing else, just run. Yeah, and get 170 grand a week. That'd be fantastic. Give Mikey Moore a chance. Just sit Werner on the bench. Give Mikey Moore a chance. Start him in a game. Don't give him a 10-minute stint. Let's see what he can do over the current 90 minutes or whatever, how long you want to give him. Do you know what I mean?
Got to play Mikey Moore after his performance in Hungary the other week. Got to play him. He was the best player on the pitch for me against Ferencváros. Needs to be given a chance. Should be playing in every single Europa League game. At least 70 minutes. 70 minutes tonight for Mikey Moore. I hope not. Not sure about that. Aggie loves Timo. For some reason he does. Ange Postecoglou Roadman is what we're going to call him. That's what we're going to call him. Love how Roadman calls him Verma. Yeah.
No, Wormer. No, I call him Wormer.
Yeah, you call him Wormer.
Wormer. This is a worm.
Conte wouldn't have played him no matter what wages he's on. Ange needs to accept his messed up signing Werner 2 times. I agree with you. Please no Werner. Werner should be on the bench in Germany. I agree. Forrest Gimp. Oh, that's brilliant. That was brilliant.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic.
Morning. Must play more. Absolutely got to see Mikey Moore. Got to see him. Got to deliver, Ange. Post office. Yep, got to deliver. Good morning, James. Predictions for everyone. Predictions. I do not think this is going to be an easy game at all. I think we're going to win. I think we're going to get through this one. I think we're going to struggle a bit. But I'm going to say we're going to win 3-1 to Tottenham. 3-1 to Tottenham. I'm going to be positive. What's your predictions for the game? I want everyone to bring up their predictions for the game, and I'll bring them up. And then we're going to end the show because we got things to do.
Yeah. For me, I think first half's going to be horrendous. I think it's going to be a poor first half. We'll have a lot of possession. I think we're just going to do what we did to West Ham. First half, we're going to be poor because we were poor against West Ham. Do you know what I mean? We didn't do nothing, right? Poor first half. We'll concede a goal, come out second half, and I think it's going to be 3-1. We'll score 3 goals in the second half.
Let's see what people think. Shamu is saying 4-2. Good to see you, Shamu. Sir. We have James Flower, 3-0. Danny from the Hotspur Hood, 2-1. Shem is saying 2-1. We win, but they score first. 2-1 Spurs. Question, do you think... we'll go to this in a sec before we end the show. 2-1 Tottenham. 5-0 for Bill. I like it. I like it that it's rhyming. 3-0 Spurs. 3-1 Spurs. 3-0 Spurs. 2-1 Spurs. Sammy saying 3-1 Spurs. This is Tottenham. Expect the unexpected. 4-0 Spurs, 2 for Richie. We got Kate Rixham saying 2-1 Spurs. What a question before we end the show from Shawnee. Do you think Richarlison starts? I really hope not. I really hope not. He's only just come back from injury. He fell over at the weekend when Kudos punched him. In 20 minutes, give him 25, 30 minutes. Solanke needs to start tonight. We need to win this game.
For me, going on that question, for me, I would start him. I would. I'd give him a chance, mate. I'd start him. I know you're saying about injury and look what happened to Son, but he's been out so long that we took our time with it. Yeah, we haven't rushed him back. That's what we've been told from them, from Ange and that, yeah, is they've took their time with Richarlison, yeah. They've got him to the point where he is fully fit, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So start him. Just give him a chance. Do you know what I mean? Because We need him match fit, ready coming up, because Solanke can't play every game. The way Solanke presses, he can't play every single game, and we don't really have another striker up there. I hope Lancashire's on the bench. I don't know if he will be, but I hope he's on the bench to give him a chance because he needs game time. So, yeah, I hope Richie does start.
And on that note, it is time to end the show. We will be back later for a match reaction from Daigle because we're going to do the show tonight. I believe you and Daigle are doing Morning Brews pre-recorded tomorrow, so there will still be content on the channel tomorrow. So yes, and then we will be back whenever we're back. We'll be back tomorrow night for Evening Brews live with fan show tomorrow night. Fan show before Daigle goes and does some merchandising, as we like to say. But thank you all so much for watching today's show. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure you subscribe. Get us closer to that 10K mark. 10K is where we need to be. Hope you enjoyed the Bill Nicholson piece. I really enjoyed doing it, and we love talking about our history. But thank you all so much for watching today's show. Hit the catchphrase, Roadman.
Doma ni mind.
And as always, yes, summer. What the Kauff is brewing. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Ciao for now.